There are those that just want to be left alone, and those that just won't leave them alone. Which one are you? The Ernest Hancock Show.
Yeah, we're ready for another Braveheart decade. You know what movie is going to inspire? I mean, what's happened since then? We had The Patriot, we had Gladiator, Lord of the Rings, V for Vendetta. We got Atlas Shrugged coming. I mean, you know, there's always some inspiring representative Matrix kind of thing. And it's like on a regular basis. Serenity. I really get a lot out of movies and because it's a shortcut to understanding what makes them so popular. You can share different scenes with people, you know, phrases, kind of find out who's in your camp, you know, by their response to various different movies and such. And I'm looking forward to that. But the medium that's really going to start hitting, I think, is have at least as much influence, if not more, or another outlet vehicle for that is going to be the tablet. For those of you that are my age, that were around as a kid when Star Trek first started, that was, I mean, I grew up thinking that was normal. I mean, yeah, of course we're going to have this. Of course we're going to have a little communication. Of course we're going to have, heck, you know, Captain Kirk wishes he had an iPhone, a droid. You know, this is, you know, and sooner or later, they're already starting to do it for diabetics and other different kinds of diagnostics and so on. Your smartphone is going to continue to have apps that will get to the point to where it's going to be a tricorder. They already have 3D printers. You can print out anything from a computer. You just go into boom, and it just prints it out. It builds up layers, and all of a sudden, boom, you got your widget. We found one, Barry Hess was over last weekend. We were just talking about it and so on. And I said, yeah, you know, I haven't checked these in a while. I'm going to go take a look. What they have now is you put it, they showed a digital camera. It was a little video camera. And they put it in to be scanned by, 3D scanned by this device. And then it printed it in color. It looked just with the picture that was on the screen. I'm going, the heck is that? Because they put in this medium that they do is not just to build a 3D model of clear or white plastic. It was colored cartridges, and when it got done printing it, you just clipped there was two parts to it, the main body and then the swivel screen or something. They just put it on, and it looked like just like the original. Wow. Just type in Google, 3D printer, color. You put a beer bottle up there, scans it, identical with the label. This is, if you were 14, you had this capability. Oh, and guess how much these machines cost? $2,000-$3,000. That ain't nothing, man. You know, I got kids screaming, you know, teenager years, they wanted a $5,000-$10,000 motorcycle, which a lot of people give them. They want a 3D printer, I'm all over it. I get to be first customer. So now we have new mediums that are going to be able to express a lot of stuff, and it can't be controlled. They had a new technology, call it Bloom Box, B-L-O-O-M box, Bloom Box. And I remember it was on a 60-minute episode that was on last summer, August of 2010. Did you put it up today, Sierra? Did you put that up? Bloom Box. Because I said, you know, here, go ahead and put this up. I didn't even look to see if it got up, but it's Bloom Box, 60 minutes. Just do 60 minutes Bloom Box, and it'll come up if you haven't already put it up. And what it is you can power a house from a cube a third the size of a loaf of bread. What happened, he was a NASA scientist. They were going to Mars, and they canceled that mission, but his job was, we have to be able to create oxygen from energy, you know, out here from, you know, the fuel we got to have from the air, we get oxygen from this cube. Well, what happened was he reversed the process. They didn't go, and they said, okay, you know what? On Earth, we have the oxygen. So guess what? I add the oxygen to, you know, natural gas or whatever the fuel is, and it creates electricity, straight to electricity. at half the cost of just actually internal combustion burning the fuel. What a lot of people don't know is that entire server farms for Google, eBay campuses, a lot of these big companies, they already have these installed for over 2 years, producing electricity, saving them some money. And now they're going to be doing it for the home. This is what I've been talking about. Heck, I knew this last year. To think that this is not going to overwhelm the oil industry. Who's going to be against this? They're going, 60 Minutes goes up and says, well, do you think the utilities are going to be against this? He goes, no. They're going to use them for power. They're going to sell it. Hell, they can sell the power cheaper than what they got. Why wouldn't they want to do it? Heck, we got the units. It's not them. It's the oil industry. They're the ones that don't want to do this. Heck, you do these and think Japan might go to this instead of nuclear power. So there's so much of the future has. Well, one of the things that we've been waiting on was this, the ability to do magazines. Now, what I'm showing up as part of the graphic for the video audience is we have, let me move the microphone over here. What we're doing is we already have, you'll look at here, it says election cycle summer 2004. This is 6-7 years ago we did this. We created a PDF version. We had a newspaper. It was a broadsheet, just like your Wall Street Journal, man. I mean, it was New York Times. We had 32 pages of this. And it just, we had nice colored graphics. We had a lot of the slogans and graphics that you're familiar with for us. It went page after page after page. Let me give you some of the authors. This was 2004. Maybe you'll recognize some of these authors. Pal Gamble, senior editor. Doris Gordon, she's on pro-life libertarian. That was definitely interesting. Charles Goyette, myself. Sharon Harris from Advocates for Self-Government. You have Ron Paul. Yeah, we were back in 2004. You have Robert Prechter from the Elliott Wave. Lou Rockwell, Larkin Rose, 2004. Larkin Rose. Ken Schoolin, Advocates for Self-Liberty. I'm sorry, from International Society for Individual Liberty. He's a professor in Hawaii, one of the universities there. Butler Schaefer. Jim Sharp, local talk show host here. L. Neil Smith, Mark Stevens, Ben Sopranowitz, Kent Van Cleve, Mark Victor, Claire Wolfe, Mark Unoni. These are the writers and people that we had a year before we even started Freedom's Phoenix. You got names like Vince Sopranowitz and Butler Schaefer and Ken Schoolin, Larkin Rose, and Lou Rockwell and Ron Paul. You start to get it? We've been doing this for a long time. We're just waiting on the technology. Here comes Freedom's Phoenix right after they started doing video on the internet. Here we go. So we knew we'd have broadband enough to do the graphics and things the way we wanted to do it. Well, now we're into the next phase. We've been waiting for Adobe is now working with Wired Magazines to create an interface by which we can take what we've already done here, this formatting, and it was done under Western Libertarian Alliance because we didn't want anything to do with the Libertarian Party thing. Long story, because they're what they are. But we had ads in there from Institute for Justice, Reason Magazine. I mean, on and on and on and on and on. So now we are creating a Freedom's Phoenix magazine style for your iPad and Android tablets that we are going to be able, you're going to go page, links in it, video, everything. And this is being worked on right now. We have a bunch of cartoons that we have, our own original art that we've been doing for a long time. A lot of graphic artists. I love this one. It says, and so an Iron Curtain has descended across the continent, and it says Homeland Security, and what it is it has the United States, and around the perimeter is a bunch of cannons that are pointing in. There's so much talent that we have, and I'm glad that we've had Freedom's Phoenix to be able to do this, but, and what was the article that Ron Paul wrote? The crime of conscription. We knew about this draft thing that was coming back in the day. This has been a dream that I've had for a long time. We were waiting on the technology. Nick Barnett is working on it right now, getting the templates all done and set up. He's following this kind of format. We'll go 3 column on, do and have all kinds of great, wonderful. While I'm gone for the next few days, and you guys get great reruns, I mean, some of the best stuff, man. He's going to be good. Sierra is learning InDesign, going through all this stuff, getting ready. By the end of the month, we're going to have an online magazine download to your iPad, download to your tablet, downward front of the curve, man. We're on the way. We're way up on front of this thing. We're going to lead the way. We're going to stake a stake out in the future and say, here we are, waiting on y'all. We'll be talking more about it. You'll want to subscribe to this thing. Ooh, because we can. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.